Welcome to the live. Review, Shot Jim. I don't know who that is, Sublo. I don't know who that is. Hey, what's up, Games for All? What's good, brother? How you doing, man? Do you believe there is a God? Yes. We got two people that said yes, 100%. Good to hear. So let me ask you a question. If you believe there is a God, who do you go to when you need guidance or assistance? Do you go straight to God first? Or do you go to like your best friend or family member or gotta put all my stuff together because I have to make sure that I'm ready when I'm done with everything. Hopefully the chat is still working. Because I've noticed that happen a few times. And by the way, guys, just so you know, thank you everybody who's been watching our content and our videos. Because we're literally like 5 hours away from 2,900. Meaning, okay, good. We're 5 hours away from 2,900, which means we need another 105 hours to go. So thank you, everybody. Yeah, man, 105 more hours, and then we need to reach the next 1,000 hours. But one step at a time, my friends, one step at a time, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about, one step at a time. We get to the first milestone. Of course, we didn't make it with the goal that we had hoped so that we could do the raffle. We'll go for the goal this month, you know, 2,000 followers, 3,000 hour. We'll do the 4,000 hours instead because that's the next level. And then we'll do a raffle at the end of October, or the beginning, first day of October. And by the way, get this, guys, check this out. Look what I picked up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what this is, but it's a gimbal because a lot of people were commenting. Good to see you, man. A lot of people were commenting about. No, not yet, but we're getting there, man. We're close. We're like 105 hours away. 105 hours. So everybody go watch the content and the lives as much as you can because we are literally 5 hours away from 2,900 and then we need another 100 hours and then we have to get another 1,000 hours. But I know that once we hit the 3,000 they're not going to degrade us, like take away hours like they have been. I don't think, hopefully not. um so look what I picked up, a gimbal, because a lot of people were making comments the day I was out doing a live No, it's a gimbal. So this actually will stabilize the videos. So I will be able to essentially um, have more stable videos so that you guys when I'm doing like a live stream, you won't be like, "Oh my god, hold the camera straight." Cuz I was, you know, yeah, yeah, exactly. So, I'll be able to get I'll also be able to do really stable motion videos too. So, stay tuned for that. That's one new thing I've got that I'm going to enhance our content for you guys. And then I picked up a better microphone, which I'm waiting to get. And I actually helped this guy out because he said that he needed to pay hospital bills. So I bought his microphone from him, a Shure MV6, I think it is. It's not an MV7, but MV7s are like $300-400. I wasn't gonna get that right now, so I picked up the MV6, and I'm gonna sell these other two microphones I have because I don't need them. Either I'll sell them or I'll donate them to someone. I'll donate it to someone that can use it. Speaking of which, I'm gonna hook my microphone up. I'll sell the microphone to someone that or give it away and donate it. To help someone that's starting out. Um, he put in his description on eBay that he needed the money to like pay his hospital bill. So I'm glad that I was able, and he wrote me a thank you, and he said it really helped him out. So, you know, I don't think he's in the hospital anymore, but he needs to pay a hospital bill. So I'm going to be selling this microphone, which I never really even used. Um, I'm going to sell this microphone, and then the other Shure mic I have, which I never even use this thing. It's like in perfect condition. Um, you know, anything helps. You know what I mean? And then I have the other one I'm going to sell as well. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So anyway, we're almost there, and I appreciate everybody that's been, helping and supporting the cause. Of me and Luna getting monetized. Where's he? Oh. So we're getting some votes here. Everybody's actually voting and saying that they believe there is a God. So that's good to hear. Um, and again, it doesn't really matter who or what you think is God, you know? I think that now, in the times that we're living in, it's so pertinent and important that we do lean on God more than we ever have before. And the crazy thing about it is why we've been so programmed not to not. And I understand why, because, well, we're more, it's more possible for us to be programmed if we don't believe. So, thank you everybody for tapping the like button, by the way. I'm noticing like a shift in YouTube, and I think it might be, I don't know if it's the times, if it's certain times of the day, or maybe because I took like a 2-day break that they're not pushing the lives out anymore. It's kind of strange. To be quite honest. So I hope everybody's doing well. I can honestly tell I have not been outside yet. And I was talking about inside and outside yesterday. And I have not been outside yet, and I can already feel like it getting cooler. I can feel it like a shift in my body where it feels different, the temperatures. So how's everybody doing today, man? How y'all doing, man? I'm getting better. I'm still like a little bit congested. Hold on one second. I just got to take these. Where's everybody from? How y'all doing, man? Welcome, everybody. Tap that like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you feel called, man, let's get into this vote on the poll that I have up on the screen. I would appreciate it, you know. It was super interesting that 6 people voted and everyone says yes and no one says no. That's a shift since last week when I asked a similar question. We've definitely had a shift since then. At least the people that are like joining this live or seeing the poll, which is pretty interesting and cool to see. Again, there's no judgment, you know, like whatever you decide or you choose or whatever route you decide to take, you know, there's no judgment, you know. Oh, hey, Joseph, you're live again, and I found it. Why didn't you subscribe, Joseph? And yeah, I'm live, my friend, of course. Why didn't you subscribe? Because if you subscribe and you tap the notification bell, you'll be notified, and you don't have to like find it. It'll just notify you. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much, for the most part, go live every day. I'm trying to figure out like the sweet spot because there's different times of the day that I'm noticing, or I did, but I work 16. Oh, okay, I got you. Nah, I mean, I usually go live during the day. You're not going to see me live at night usually. Maybe Luna, but not me, because we're 3 hours difference. So you'll never see me me personally going live like 8 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night. Not usually. Luna, yeah, because she's on the West Coast. Dang, you work 16 hours a day? Wow. Man, I mean, I remember working like 13 hours a day, 3 days a week, back to back, and that was a lot. I can't imagine 16 every day, man. That's ooh, man. I hope you love what you do, and I hope you're passionate about it at least. Because I definitely hope that you're not doing it because you just think you have to, and you're not passionate about it, because that's got to be a grueling 16 hours then. And I feel for you, man, if that's the case. Hopefully, hopefully, you're in the process of changing that, because no one should have to do that. That's not why we came here, man. And I'll talk about that all day long. I'll, you know, debate it with anyone that wants to debate it. I don't agree with any of that. I know for a fact that's part of deep programming that we've gone through. Life of a truck driver, 29 years on Pearl Harbor Day. Wow. So, do you enjoy it? I mean, I would imagine you would enjoy it, but then again, there's people that do things for 29 years and don't enjoy it. But that's got to be pretty cool though, because you're traveling the world for free and you get paid for it. So I don't know. It probably gets old after a while, I would think. I definitely want to. Me and Luna are going to travel travel the world in an RV, which is very similar, and do retreats and meet people all around the world and meet new cultures. And I'm excited to do that. I've never done that. I mean, I've traveled, but never. I mean, and I have traveled on the road, driving. I never really liked it in a car per se, because I would do back and forth trips from North Carolina to Florida, and I never really liked it. And that was like 16-hour drives. Um, it took a toll on my back, and no person I don't think should be sitting in a car that long without moving and stretching your body. Um, you've been trying really hard to work on what we talked about last time. Yeah, good to see you too. Shield to God, man. I gotta write you, man. But listen, I haven't written you because, well, let's be honest, I forgot, and I've been getting over allergies for the last week. I know it's no excuse, but today I feel much better. But you can still hear like congestion, and like this morning I was like coughing, dry coughing, and stuff. So that pollen count is super high. I can tell you that. Um, so I know it's affecting a lot of people. What did we talk about last time, Sasha? I don't recall what the topic was, or what we were talking about. Honestly, so I'm not quite sure what we talked about. Thank you again. Finding my way back to Jesus. Oh, okay. Okay. It's all good, man. Everything happens at its designated moment and not a minute earlier. Yeah. And I was just telling everybody, check this out, guys. Um, so I'm getting a new microphone. So remember, Shield to God, that Luna told me I need to set up my space professionally before we launch the podcast. Well, I found this guy that was on eBay selling his microphone, a Shure MV6. I wanted the MV7, but it is what it is. That'll come when God's ready to bring it. So I got the MV6, and this guy was selling it. I made him a couple offers, and he took my offer. So I'm waiting for that. That's going to be an added bonus to the podcast. So then I'm going to sell this Shure microphone, and then I have another one that I'm going to sell as well that I never used, which is this one, which is a Yeti microphone, never used. I'm selling that. And I just got a new microphone and a new addition when I do vlogs outside, because I know you guys have been making, or not, maybe not you guys, but some people were saying that the camera was too shaky. So I got a gimbal. It was open box, and so far I'm really starting to just play around with it right now. Sweet. Yeti is decent. Yeah, but you know what though? A lot of that one in particular, a lot of people saying it wasn't that great, the sound quality, and the guy that I bought the Shure MV6 from, I helped him out anyways because he said that he needed to pay hospital bills. So it wasn't like I paid hundreds of dollars for it, because it was under $100, and they sell for like close to 200. So he was very grateful and thankful, and he sent me a private message afterwards thanking me. Now, I'm not really about the toys, man, but I want to bring better content to you guys. And I want to get rid of these things that I'm not really using anymore, and maybe even donate them to a young kid who is like starting out doing streaming or podcasting or whatever, and that's like his passion. I would love to donate to some kids, like the microphones, that are like wanting to do that as a career, or wanting to just start out. That's something I would really like to do. But I'm not about the toys. I'm just about bringing better content to you guys, because as I said, I want to do more outdoor vlogging, and this is going to help me do that. So I can live stream with you guys, and it will be the camera will be steady and stable. And then, as I said, the microphone is going to support better sound, so you guys can hear the content, So, to me, it's all about being able to bring the message to you all, and like I said, the microphones I've had, they're good. They're not, I can't say that this is a crappy microphone. It's a really good microphone, this Yeti. It's just not for me, So we'll see what happens, man. If I can find somebody that I can donate it to, I will 1000% do that. Interesting. I don't know if you can do that with this one, though. Well, you could probably put something over it. Yeah, man, that's what I feel like. I mean, I did that already, man. Like, shit, I donated like 20 containers of stuff to Goodwill. I'm not trying to like, boast on here or anything like that. I don't really tell anybody about these things, nor was I planning to tell you guys, but we're talking about it, and, it's something that, I didn't have the opportunity. And if I could help a young kiddo start their journey. And maybe they'll be like this huge success on Twitch or something like that, you know? Maybe they'll blow up on YouTube or TikTok really quickly, you know? Then yeah, hell yeah, why not? This one, I don't think you could switch the head on it, but you could probably put, I mean, a friend of mine, when we were doing when I did my first podcast, which was called Spiritual Boot Camp, it was like over a year and a half. We were recording hundreds of podcasts. We never actually put them out. And I hope one day he feels better and he reaches out to me, because he has reached out to me here and there, but he's going through it right now. I would love to like release some of those podcasts, because we go really deep into a lot of topics, man. We were going down rabbit holes, me and him, and it was basically the title of the podcast, like just the podcast in general was two dudes having a conversation. And it was just me and him just coming up with a topic that people, like, it could be about veganism, or it was about the flat earth, or, you know, just all kinds of things that a lot of people don't necessarily want to talk about. And that could be potentially triggering. And we recorded so many episodes. I can't tell you, probably hundreds. And I created a website, everything. And then kind of like I went through a lot of stuff in 2020. And then I had to like walk away from everything for a while. And then the same thing happened to him like a year later. And we haven't really, we've talked like briefly, but I know he needs his time, you know what I mean? But like one day, I would totally love to release some of those podcasts, you know? But the point that I was trying to make with it is he had the same one as this. And what he did was he put a sock on it, and it made the sound deeper. So, you know, I know that's something you can do too. Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Huh. Choose the road less traveled. That's what I always done and always will do, man. Um, that's when the biggest like leaps and bounds happen, when you take the road less traveled. You had wanted to do a cross radio concept, so I graduated from Connecticut School of Broadcasting, but it never translated because of that. Wow, man, you should do it, man. Like you should, you should, like, in your off time, man, set up your space and create a YouTube channel, man. You never know where it takes you, man. Maybe that's part of your purpose of being here, you know, Joseph. I really truly don't believe that we were meant to be here working, even if you're a truck driver, driving like 16 hours a day, man, working 16 hours a day. Like why would your soul choose to come here and do that? it like, maybe you wanted to explore the world. Maybe that was part of it. Maybe that was the way that you thought you could do it. But nah, man. We did not come here to be slaves to the system, you know? I know it's very hard for like our parents' generations to believe that. Then, you know, and a lot of the people older than me, I'm 47. A lot of people older than me think that, oh, you're lazy, get a job, blah, 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 you know, this and that. Like, that's the whole thing that we've been lied and programmed into thinking. It's all programming. Everything's just programming, because we are abundant and God will always take care of us. And it's the moment when we let go and we surrender and we trust what's happening and how it's unfolding. And we step into the unknown. Like if it's our last dollar, We step into the unknown. We trust and believe that you'll be led to the right person, to the right thing, to whatever you need. And yes, I know that there's a lot of people that will contradict what I'm saying and say, well, there's people on the street and there's people that are homeless and there's people that are going through and don't have a piece of food on their plate. But you have to trust that everything is all being divinely orchestrated, all of it. And these things, some of these things, you don't know how long that person was going through that. There's that's the problem that we are in right now, and what we've been in is we have access to TV and internet, which gives us access to the entire world. But hundreds of years ago, we didn't have that. We didn't have internet. We didn't have television. We didn't have access to those things. We only knew what was going on in our tribe. We only knew what was going on right in our sector, our tribe, the people around us. That's it. You didn't know even that there was a Alaska or Canada or Europe, or any of it. And so, and then we have access to Instagram and all these different things that show us, suffering. Again, we don't know what that person is choosing and why they're choosing what they're choosing and what their soul contracts are. And that's why we have to focus on ourselves and not focus on what other people are doing and focus on what others are experiencing, because all that really truly matters is what you are experiencing and the people in your vicinity. I completely understand the recognition that work is supposed to be for a purpose and not the purpose of itself, but to give a devil's advocate argument. Physical labor has always felt more. Okay, but let me say this. It doesn't mean that in the new earth and the fifth dimension and the golden age that you're not going to do things physically. You know what I'm saying? But the way that things have been designed is in a way to keep us enslaved, a consumerism, keep us in debt, keep us in fear, keep us controlled, all of those things. And then keep you just buying things to keep racking up debt. So then you have to be in this system, or you think you do when the system is an illusion anyway. So no one's saying you wouldn't go out and maybe, plant a garden, which is labor, physical labor. You're digging, you're planting the plants or the vegetables, but here's the thing. We're going to move into a world where people are doing what they love, not doing something because they think they have to, or because they don't know what their purpose or passion is, because they're disconnected from God and there is no connection to source and the divine or your higher self. So then you're just doing things because you think you have to, because you're stuck, because you don't know what to do otherwise. But you're going to be doing what you love to do. And if that's truck driving, then you're doing what you love to do, your passion, your purpose, because that can be a purpose. It doesn't mean that every single person is going to be on the world stage in front of millions of people, man, speaking these divine words. It doesn't mean everybody has this massive, there's some people that, you're going to be you're on a farm and you're potato picking, and that's what you love. You love building furniture, but you're doing what you love. You're not doing something because you think you have to and you hate it, but you're doing it anyways. You get what I'm saying? Oh, wow. That's beautiful, Joseph. Your purpose is a guardian angel. Well, you know what? You probably are, man. If you believe that so deeply and it feels right to you, then that's what you are, and believe it, man. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, man. I love it. And you're on this channel being a guardian angel for us. And I love it. Yeah, on reflection, that was kind of a hollow point. It assumed that only physical labor is satisfactory to the soul. If that was the case, art wouldn't exist, would it? I guess I just rebutted myself. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would agree with that too. I would agree with that too. Shield of God. I guess, at the end of the day, man, here's the question I always tell people to ask themselves. And I try to do the same in everything that I do as well, which is whatever you're doing, and let's not even call it a job, but just whatever you're doing, ask yourself, would you do it for free? So if there's like a money exchange for something that you're doing and you use that money to like pay your bills and what have you, would you do it for free is the question. And if the answer is yes, then keep doing it. Because if you would sit there, like there was somebody on here last week or a week and a half ago, or she was like a pet sitter. I can't recall where she was from and I can't recall what her name was. But we had an extensive conversation, and I remember her saying that she's a pet sitter. And I said, ask yourself this, would you do it for free? And she said, oh, hell yeah, I would do it for free. And she goes, I already do it for free in some instances. I'm like, okay, and keep doing it. Because everything's going to follow that. The abundance, everything is going to follow. Yeah, I mean, Joseph, I agree with that. And that's also a part of like social media. That's a part of like comparing ourselves to each other. Oh, this person has more followers, or this person's doing better, or, in hindsight. But it's like you don't know what it took for that person to get to where they are, So yeah, the bigger issue is people think they are better than you, and we get angry to prove them wrong. And yes, we push this, and well, it's not only that, it's also complacency and comfortability as well, which is a large part of then keep doing it, man. But I also would highly recommend on your off time, get you a microphone, set your space up, start a YouTube channel, man, and start just recording yourself into the microphone, man, and posting those videos. You never know, man, how many people you help from 29 years of the experience you have, man. People would listen. Like, I guarantee you'd have thousands and thousands of followers, man, if not millions. Say, I do shield or between, am I and is there a strong enough purpose to this? Since becoming a father, for example, I'm willing to give more. Wow. How old is your son? How many kids do you have? And you know what's so beautiful, man? I didn't even know that you're a father. And it's amazing that I really truly believe that you are the father of a indigo kid, a star seed, that's here to change the world. And especially with your perspective and your level of consciousness and awakeness, that kid is going to be so awake. How old is he, by the way? Just out of curiosity. And good for you, Joseph, for listening to yourself, man. And that's got to be beautiful, man. I mean, you know, driving a truck around the world, the freedom, the road, hitting the road, you know, the open road, you know. It's kind of like RVing or car camping, because you do sleep in the truck. Little 5-year-old boy, Jamie is his name. My absolute pride and wow. 5 years old, man. Luna's got 2 kids. One's 10 and one's 7. And yeah, she's teaching them like consciously. It's so beautiful, man. I love to hear that. And just knowing how conscious and awake you are, man. You definitely are the father of a starseed, and you are a starseed light worker yourself. But that kid is a light worker, man. And they're coming in hot and heavy with their all strands of their DNA activated, man, ready to change the world. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. And that's not the point I meant. And sorry if it came off that way. But I'm just saying a lot of people would follow you. I can feel your energy. You would help a lot of people. And I just got like the title, you should call it The Life of a Truck Driver, man. And you could like do weekly stories. You know how many truck drivers would follow you? And you could bring truck drivers on and interview them and talk about the awakening, talk about like these conscious topics. The life of a truck driver, man. Start the YouTube channel, man. The Life of a Truck Driver. No, I don't see any YouTube channel with that name or a podcast. The Life of a Truck Driver with your boy Joseph Dermers. You could actually call it your name like you have it, but then put in quotes The Life of a Truck Driver. Man, you know how many people you get? And you could even like, oh my God, man, you could even have like a GoPro in your window and record like your travels. And while you're and you could literally hit the record button while you're driving and recording the open road and then just speaking wisdom into these videos. Oh my God, man. I would listen. He's incredibly emotionally intelligent for his age. He even does the exact same thing I used to as a kid whenever we come across a snail on a path. He has to move it to the grass for safety. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's a starseed. He's a light worker, man. Not only that, man, you could do live streams at the truck stops, and you could bring people onto the live streams. Oh my God. You agree? What do you mean you're not hating, though? I don't understand what you mean, Joseph. Not sure I know what you mean, Joseph. You're not hating. You agree, but you're not hating. I don't know what that means. Hello from Sudan, Glenn or Green. Welcome. Everybody, make sure you subscribe and you tap the like button, so we can get these videos out to more people and get more people on the lives. So 80%. 80% said yes, they believe there is a God, and 20% said no out of 10 votes. Yeah, this must be like a very slow time. I think in the earlier morning, it's busier on YouTube, where I would get like 400 or 500 people voting. And I also think like later in the afternoon, I'll probably go live again later in the afternoon. I've got to go to the cell phone store because, well, I guess I'll tell this story, and it really sucks because, but I have to trust that it happened for a reason, because my intuition was actually telling me not to do it and that it was too good to be true. And I didn't listen anyway. I didn't listen, lo and behold. Demers in French means of the ocean, plural, demers. Okay, interesting. I think he means when he corrected the point about his reason for doing it being sharing knowledge rather than building a personal following. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, who cares? The following is just so you can reach more people. That's all. You know what I mean? It wasn't negative in any manner. It's an excellent thought to look into. Yeah, man. And it's not about the following, man. It's like you could really help a lot of people. And not only that, it's like an adventure, man. Like, why not record and vlog? And, you know, you could be doing Twitch, and you could be doing, like, I know I would really enjoy watching your vlogs and your, you know, like your adventures, you know? And then not only that, you can like sprinkle wisdom into it and awaken people through it, you know? Hell, it's a real, I mean, I'm going to tell you what, man, I told you guys when we hit the road in the RV, man, we're definitely going to be vlogging the road and vlogging our trips and vlogging where we go and the food we eat and everything, you know? I have big plans for, like, when Luna went to Costa Rica, she was vlogging the whole thing. Like, we were going live when she was at the airport. We were going live when she landed. She recorded videos at the retreat property she was staying at. It was really, people loved it. I mean, and especially when you can add in wisdom to it, and you can add in like helpful tips and hints. See, the thing is, people are very much nowadays more visual than anything. So if you can get their attention through, like, you know, me going outside and like vlogging me at the park, you know, but then when I'm vlogging at the park, I'm speaking about these deep topics that plant seeds. There's more possibility that people are going to wake up from it, or they're going to open their minds and question things, or, you know, so I think that would be so rad, man. And thank you for clarifying that, Joseph. Think of it this way, Joseph. Following would be a great tool for sharing your message. Exactly. That's how I look at it. That's the way I was looking at it, not in a way of like, oh yeah, I don't need this following. The following is just to get your message out. And you're going to have like this fun like group that are going to be riding with you like on your trips and your adventures and commenting on. It's so cool. I think no one is doing that. You'd be the first one. I don't see anybody doing that. They do van life and stuff like that, but not in this way. Especially not someone that's into this kind of spirituality, you know, like you're the spiritual truck driver, man, Joseph. Joseph, think of it this way. The following would be a great tool for sharing your message, knowledge, or attitude towards the idea. Shows you won't abuse the position. So I'd say go for it, man. Me too. I'm all for it, man. I ain't pushing you to do anything, Joseph. I just feel like God is giving you a nudge right now. A big time nudge. And you're going to, I feel like it's going to add even more fun and adventure to your experience. I'm doing good. Nangel, where are you from, man? Thank you for joining. So yeah, I would say go for it too. I don't even remember the title they gave to me a moment ago, before, but I do like now. It's like um, Joseph. Oh, you were correcting me on your last name. I just realized that. Oh my god. I'm sorry, man. I pronounced it wrong. I just realized you were correcting me on pronouncing your last name. Demers. I don't know where that message is now. Joseph Demers, I think. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Joseph Demers, the spiritual truck driver. Oh, there you go. Joseph Demers, the guardian angel. No, I think spiritual truck driver. I'm not really. I don't classify myself as any religion. I'm spiritual. There's no religion, man. It's just straight to God, straight to Jesus. Um, First and foremost, before I go to anybody for any guidance or help, or even myself, I go straight to God. Hey, I'm struggling with this right now. Hey, I'm going through this. Like, what do I do? Can you help me? Give me clarity. Give me understanding. Give me messages. Give me God winks. You know? What about you? I think that, I'll touch on it why. Um, because at a young age, I turned my back on God. I turned my back on religion due to the fact that I went through a hell of a lot of stuff. And which then led me to not feeling like there's no one, like, where is God? Where is this creator that created all of this? And there's so much suffering. So I turned my back on religion and God and everything else, and I became like an anarchist and an atheist and everything to that effect. And um, it wasn't until numerous times when I was on my knees begging did I turn back to God. And I feel like this last few years, and especially the last few months, the last year, I've never been more closer to creating and deepening my connection and relationship with God. It's been a little bit of a challenge because of the narrative around the word God and the narrative around Jesus, and how, oh, well, if you believe in God or you believe in Jesus, then you're religious. And it just never felt right to me, because I feel like, now, mind you, religion I don't think is a bad thing. I just think that it's been manipulated and twisted, and in a way to get people to, kind of idolize something outside of them. Not only, but to do that, but also to separate and divide, and spread misinformation, because I think a lot of it is misinformation, but there is a lot of truth to it as well. You just got to read between the lines. You have to use discernment and just listen. Most people only want to see foolishness and refuse knowledge, so the remaining mindless sheep. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think a big part of it is, they don't want to know because they're scared to know. So they'd rather just be like, no, I'll just do what I'm told because it's easier that way. I'll just go to this job and collect this check because it's easier that way. And I know what to expect. I know what I'm getting, but in actuality, you really don't, because it's even more uncertain. But a lot of people are have difficulty with the unknown. And I can tell you, man, the things I've gone through in my life, I've had so much unknown and uncertainty. I mean, first of all, I couldn't stay at a job more than a few months at a time, if that. Most of the time I got fired or I quit because I had extreme anxiety, or I had moments where I was getting bullied at jobs, and if I only told you some of the things that the bosses were saying to me, and calling me names, and I finally said, you know what, let's go outside. And I didn't mean to like fight, but just go outside and like have a conversation about it. But the boss took it as I wanted to fight him, and essentially fired me, and was talking down to me. And basically what I was trying to explain back in 2001, that we're all equal and we're all one. Forget about this BS of like hierarchy and you're above me. And that's what all of this consumerism and enslavement has created, a hierarchy. Oh, well, you're my manager. You're my superior. Like, you're above me and I'm below you. And it's like, no, we're all equal. Like, I walk out of that job and you walk out of that job because we clocked out, and now we're equal. When we're walking on the street together side by side, you're not above me. You're not my manager. You're not my boss. I'm not your employee. We're the same. We're equal. We bleed the same blood, but like the way every single thing has been created is for separation and divide and hierarchies, and just like getting people to like fight against each other, and like like be so attached to like this type of religion and that type of like identification. And then you're like, someone has a difference of opinion and you want to fight them, Hope you're doing well too, Jack. It's good to see you, man. Yeah, man. We all do, brother. And I send you a lot of prayers, man. And I pray for you, brother, because yeah, it's not easy, bro. And this is the thing that I've been talking about for the last couple years on YouTube, and that we're going to be, as the clock says, 10:10. That's the thing, man. You have to, when it is this uncertain, man, that's when you got to lean more on God. You have to lean to God. You have to call in God, man. Pray, ask for help. Tell him you're struggling. Tell him you want more clarity, give you a God wink, give you a message, give you more guidance. Like, spend time every day, man, developing a deeper connection and relationship with God and Jesus, whatever you call it. And you say God, so I'll say God. Sit every morning and commit to like having a conversation with him. Throughout your day, have a conversation with him. Ask him to come into the room where you're at. Sit and feel his energy in the room with you. And ask for help, man, because I'll tell you what, man, like I said, my life has always been uncertain. And I've always walked around, there's never been like a paycheck every week. It's always been like, one month I'm doing really well, and then the next month I'm not, and then I'm catching up from the last month to make up for the previous month, and it's just been like always been uncertain and unknown. And they've always showed me walking across a bridge blindfolded. And the thing of it is the reason humanity is going through what we're going through right now and all the things that are happening is so that we can be comfortable in the uncomfortable. That is why we're going through what we're going through. Yeah, man. Listen, man. I'm gonna tell you what, man. The more we move forward, we are awakening as the collective. We're going through an ascension. Period. Like, you could believe it or not believe it, and we're getting to the point where we're going to be having 3 timelines left for all of humanity to make a choice. Which do you choose? And the more and more you develop that relationship with God, man, the more messages and the more clarity and the more understanding you are going to have. I promise you that. But you got to spend the time. It's like I spoke about this for months and months and months about making and developing a relationship with your higher self. It's the same exact thing with God. Creating that relationship, man, asking for help. But not only just being like, oh, I need help right now, and then boom, like you just don't even talk to God the rest of the day, the rest of the months, because you asked for this one thing. No, like, tell him your problems. Tell him what's going on with you. Tell him to take it away from you. Give it up to God. Surrender everything, man. Surrender what Jack said, the unknown, to God. And as I said, man, it doesn't have to be religious, because I'm not religion. I'm not religious. And yet, I talk to God. I'm creating a relationship with God. I'm creating a relationship with Jesus. Again, we have made this figure, Jesus, a religious figure. Why does it have to be? Why do you have to be religious to call Jesus in your room with you? Why do you have to be in some sort of religion for that? You don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't, Japan. Um, this is just my perspective, you know? And nor do I need to, but I'm open to hearing it. And I know for a fact that my relationship is getting stronger with God. My relationship is getting stronger with Jesus. I distance myself from that title. No, not necessarily. I still am aware, very aware of the separation and divide and the things that are going on within the religious, I guess, circle, so to speak. But I'm more of a spiritual person. I don't want to have that label. It doesn't have to be Christian God, though. God is just God. Why do we have to label God Christian God? Why can't we just label it the Creator? You know? No, man. No, that's the thing. That Vic Vincenzo. No, he's not going to leave you a instruction guide, man. That's what I've always asked for, like a roadmap. He will not leave you an instruction guide. Yeah, I see that. You're right, Shield of God. I'm gonna just let it be, man. I'm not gonna give it any more attention. Vincenzo, he's not gonna leave you an instruction guide, man. You know what he wants you to do? You know why we're experiencing so much unknown and uncertainty? Because he wants us to trust. That's why, like my dad here, like, listen, let me give you an example, okay? I hope you're still here, Vincenzo, because I want you to hear this example that I've talked about it many, many times. My dad had 4-stage Hodgkin's lymphoma in 1994, okay? It was in his entire body. He was 49 years old. He was 49 years old. Cancer everywhere. The doctors told him, you got a week to live. That's another thing that we've put doctors on pedestals like they're God, and they're not. So the doctor told him, you got a week to live. And what do you think he did? He says, Doc, I'm already dying. I'm walking away from this medical stuff. The doctor started cursing and saying, if you effing leave this office, you're going to die. He says, I'm already dying. And he told me when I hit rock bottom, numerous times, he started yelling and screaming at me, you have to effing believe, Daren. You have to believe. I didn't really truly know what he meant until now, until the last year. I didn't understand what he actually meant. No joke, within 6 weeks, he fully healed. There was not a sign of cancer. 6 weeks later, 25 years later, fully cancer-free until 2011 when he got cancer again. But the fact of the matter is, he was not listening, and he was getting wrapped up in all the stuff happening in the world and the politics, and getting really in this mode of like separation and divide with everyone. And, and so again, he had a lot of anger, which is the root of usually cancer. And, but the first time he believed so strongly, his belief was so strong that nothing could waver it. And you imagine walking in and a doctor giving you a week, telling you have a week to live. You know how much fear you're probably going to be in? He had no fear whatsoever because he was connected to God and he believed. And 6 weeks later, he was on his feet, healthy as hell, traveling to Sedona, going to Alaska, living his best life, fully putting on weight again, everything. So to answer your question, Vincenzo, and anybody else, with the fact of things starting to become unknown and uncertain, you got to trust and believe that you have God on your side, that you will be taken care of and guided every single step of the way, no matter what. But you have to have unwavering trust and no doubt. And that is what we as a society are going through. We have to trust and believe in the unknown and what we can't see. We have to trust in what we cannot see. Because for too long, we've been trusting in the things we have to see it. I have to see the money in my bank account. I have to see that this bill is going to be paid. I have to see that what if you can't see any of it? Exactly, Jack. Exactly. That's exactly it, my friend. And it's like walking across a bridge, walking. They keep showing me this vision, okay? That we as a society are walking across a bridge with thick, dense fog, okay? And we cannot see a foot in front of us. And we don't know if that bridge even goes to the other side. But not seeing the planks, that every step we take, that we're going to be okay and we're going to make it to the other side. And that's what they keep showing me is what humanity is going through. And now we have to lean on God more than ever, because it's going to get even more unknown and more uncertain in the world, outer world. And we have to trust and believe in what we are being, that we're going to be okay no matter what. That there's nothing to fear. When you go into fear, you disconnect and you have limited options available to you. When you are in the frequency and vibration of love, you have infinite and endless opportunities available to you. Like my father, he was not in fear, so he had endless and infinite possibilities available to him. If he was in fear, he would have had one option, and he probably wouldn't have been here anymore. So I hope that you know, yeah, I know. I agree with you, man. I agree with you, Kane, 100%. It's crazy to me, but we're getting there. We have to trust that it's all in divine timing, right? It's all divinely orchestrated, perfectly perfect, man. This whole freaking thing is perfectly divinely timed and orchestrated, And we have to trust that, right? We have to trust it. Fortunately, in Japan, we can't say that I believe there is a God because of the extraordinary suffering of existence, but I can say I know there is a great spirit who suffers with us, who exists beyond life and death. Yeah, but Samuel, if you just heard my speech, the more and more you see, that's the thing. 99.9% of probably humanity doesn't fully trust. They may trust. They may believe there's a God, but do they really, really trust in every single moment? If you end up with cancer, not you, but just a generality, do you trust so deeply that you're going to heal or you're going to be taken care of, and whatever is going to happen is supposed to happen for you and your highest good? Do you really trust that? That's the thing. So all the suffering going on is people just not trusting, and they doubt everything. And they want to see, like, I forgot what his name is. I apologize. He was talking about like being shown the roadmap or the instruction guide, that God should have left everyone the instruction guide. Well, he did. He left one inside of us all, which is the breath to breathe. That can get you in, that can calm you and bring you to peace in any situation you're in. But majority don't even remember that they even are breathing, that they even have the breath, and that you could take a deep breath in and out and calm and relax yourself and heal from anything through the breath. Again, it goes back to programming. Yeah, that's another thing, Joseph. Exactly. So you think that it's going to be forever. It's just like, I mean, let me tell you what, man, I've gone through a lot of different things, man. I found different things physically that have happened to me, and I had to trust. I didn't go to no doctor, okay? And I'll be real with you guys, man. I found moments where I had blood dripping out when I was peeing, okay? And I had to really trust that I was going to be okay. And I didn't go to nobody. I did many, many years ago, one time, and they said nothing was wrong. So because they said nothing was wrong, they took like a camera and put it up there and saw nothing. I had to trust, right? But a lot of people would be in such fear when they see blood dripping out of their, pee. I know this is a lot of information. I apologize, but I got to get the point across. It's like I've had a lot of situations like those things, where I had to really freaking trust. I had blood dripping out of my ear. I had to trust. I didn't go to run to a medical person and be freaking out, or the urgent care or whatever. I trusted, and I'm still here, and I'm not telling you what to do. And this is my experience, but I'm telling you why there's so much suffering is because people have walked away from God, turned their back, and don't believe, and don't even ask for help. They think that they're here to do it all alone. Do it themselves. Do everything themselves. Give it up to God. Surrender it. Be like, God, take this uncertainty from me. Show me more clarity. Show me more understanding. But not just one time. You have to develop the relationship. Yeah, man. That's what it's all about. I appreciate everybody with your, being decent and not attacking, and having an opinion, and being, respectful about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure I missed a lot of your guys' comments, but I hope that like what I've said has, reached somebody, somewhere on here, or someone will benefit from it on one of the lives, Um, but listen, I'm going to go for right now. I hope you guys have the notifications on. It was nice to meet you, Joseph, and I hope that you subscribe, and I hope you get out there, man, and start, vlogging your journeys and your adventure. I'll be back later, man. I'm going to give my voice a rest. I got to get everything ready and together because I have something to do at 12 my time, Eastern time, and then I have another appointment, and then I was going to tell you guys about the Verizon situation, but that'll be later after everything's figured out. But yeah, I got to get ready and all of it, and got a couple things. I hope to try to go live later at some point. Maybe when I'm out and about, I'll go live. I'll bring my new stabilizer, and we can, I don't know. We'll see, man, because the allergy or pollen count is really high right now. So yeah, thank you everybody, man, and thank you for voting. We got 19 votes, man. 79 said yes, they believe in God, or there is a God, and then 21 said no. That's really great. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for Japan for being like a civil, respectful person. Shield to God. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate what you're doing and who you are, and for being an amazing father. Joseph, man. Samuel, the list goes on. Jack, K9, Stephen Hill. I know I missed a lot of your comments, man. Tap the thumbs up, everybody. I love you all, man. I will see you in the next live, in the next video, somewhere around the world. Until then, let's go.